So the way the AI works is there's a sensor off the side of the roadway. It's looking down. It's providing a video stream. So not only can we count the traffic, but we know whether it's a motorcycle, it's a school bus, it's a passenger vehicle, it's an 18-wheeler, or it's an 18-wheeler, a double, it's called a dually, or if it's a dump truck. So there's 13 classes that the federal government uses for vehicles, and the AI is aligned to those 13 classes. It can provide that information much more effectively, much more accurately, and importantly, in a safer manner.
You're listening to Kerry Lutz's Financial Survival Network, where you get valuable information you just can't find anywhere else. To thrive in today's trying times, you need the Financial Survival Network, now more than ever. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and get your free newsletter and gift. Financial Survival Network, now more than ever.
And welcome. You are listening to the Financial Survival Network. I'm your host, Kerry Lutz. Well, technology, AI, is moving quicker than the speed of thought. Certainly quicker than the speed of human thought. And, well, we got an interesting application here that is really going to eventually change your life. Well, let's get to it. And Charles Degliomini is with us now, Rekor Systems. Charles, what you're attempting to do is to revolutionize the way highways are managed effectively, reported, where data is collected. Why don't you tell us what you're doing?
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity, Kerry. It's a pleasure to be with you this afternoon. Yeah, Rekor is a roadway intelligence company. And it's not Charlie working on AI in his garage, right? We're a NASDAQ-listed company. We're located in Columbia, Maryland. We've got about 340 people, some very smart engineers here, some very smart AI folks working on roadway intelligence. And what we mean by roadway intelligence is being able to look down at the roadway through a video stream and pull out information about what's happening on America's roadways.
Okay, so how does it happen now? How does that work now?
So when you think about it, it happens in a couple of different ways. So our roadways are dumb, but our cars are smart, right? So the infrastructure that exists on roadways hasn't changed since Eisenhower was president, right? So fast forward to today, there is a way to put sensors on the roadway. And if you think about it as a computer operating at the side of the roadway that's able to interpret data through the AI and serve up better results, right? And it keeps, because it happens off the roadway, not on the roadway, it's a safer application to the way things are done currently. An example of that would be if anyone has ever driven over a rubber tube, right? I'm old enough to remember driving into the Shell gas station and you drive over a rubber tube, it rings a bell in the back and the gas attendant comes out to help you with the car. Those days are over. But America is still deploying rubber tubes, if you can believe it or not, on roadways to literally count cars, because it's very important to understand the amount of volume and the types of vehicles that are traveling on different roadways. And it really aligns to funding. Cities and states count traffic and also provide other roadway information back to the U.S. Department of Transportation in order to get federal funding for maintenance and improvements of their roadway. But if you think about it, think about someone literally needs to dash across a roadway to string that rubber tube. The rubber tube fails, a big truck goes by dragging a chain, it gets chewed up. That roadway worker has to go out and do that all over again. So why are we using rubber tubes, right? It makes no sense. So the way the AI works is there's a sensor off the side of the roadway. It's looking down. It's providing a video stream. So not only can we count the traffic, but we know whether it's a motorcycle, it's a school bus, it's a passenger vehicle, it's an 18-wheeler, or it's an 18-wheeler, a double, it's called a dually, or if it's a dump truck. So there's 13 classes that the federal government uses for vehicles, and the AI is aligned to those 13 classes. It can provide that information much more effectively, much more accurately, and importantly, in a safer manner. It keeps people from getting hit and injured. And, there's here in Maryland, there was a horrific story last year about a group of roadway workers. There were 7 of them. 2 were family members, a father and son, and 4 of them that were hit while they were working on the roadway and unfortunately killed. Oh. So we're in the business of improving safety for workers and improving the data that comes from our U.S. roadways.
Okay, so how is AI going to actually help with that?
So it helps, as I just described. So it could be for the mission of reporting data. We talked about rubber tubes. The other thing is, if any of your audience is sat traffic like I do typically, and you watch a guy, the lanes are closed, you're watching somebody with a jackhammer digging up a roadway, that's another way to, a very inefficient way, another very analog way of counting traffic. It involves embedding a metal detecting sensor, believe it or not, in the roadway. And then once that's installed, heavy trucks are going over it and it fails, relatively quickly. So there's a better way to do it. And it's the same way that you replace the rubber tube. You do it from the side of the roadway, right? You do it through the AI. You're able to prevent people's frustration from sitting in traffic. You prevent the pollution and you get people home in time for dinner instead of inconveniencing them because you need to send out the guy with the jackhammer.
Yeah. Okay. So it makes you more responsive, gives you real-time data rather than having to wait for somebody to report it, right?
Right. So that's absolutely correct. So the AI, it works 24/7. It works in real time and it feeds the data. The other systems, it's kind of a mixed bag. Some of them you have to go out there and plug in an SD card to download the data. Other systems are a little more temporal, but you basically have that. You have that correct. That's the process right now. And that's what Rekor Systems is looking to change, right? We're looking to introduce smarter technology that's going to modernize our roadways here in America. And people, it's a little bit of a wonky subject, but anybody who drives doesn't realize they're being inconvenienced because because technology, modern technology, is not being utilized to the fullest extent.
All right. So do you think this is going to result in less highway deaths and accidents?
Without a doubt, when you take people off the roadway, you're just lowering the risk profile, and it absolutely has to help. There's another way we can do it, and I'll shift gears a little bit. If you're aware of traffic management centers, I think everybody has seen large rooms with multiple TV screens, and you see traffic center operators are looking up at the screens, and they're trying to figure out what's going on their roadways. So the other application that Rekor System has built is for those traffic management centers, right? To put AI inside of those very, very important rooms. You would think that nothing is quicker than a 911 call to get an emergency responder to the scene of an accident, right? And when our engineers first came to me with this new technology, I'm saying, I said exactly that. I said, guys, I'm not a technologist. I'm not an engineer. I'm just the business guy here at Rekor. But we had a bunch of our very smart engineers come to us and say, there's a better way to do this. And I said, what's faster than that 911 call? So if you think about it, when the 911 call comes in, the person says, hey, there's an accident here and we need help. Well, what kind of help you need? With police, fire, ambulance, maybe it's one, maybe it's all three. Mm-hmm. And okay, where are you? Oh, I'm on I-95. Where are you on I-95? I think about exit 3. I saw Baltimore, which is exit 1, actually, right? In my rearview mirror. Well, are you northbound or southbound? No, I'm traveling west. Well, I-95 only goes north and south.
Yeah, we know that.
So but you'd be surprised, right? So you're at the whim of human fallibility when it comes to the 911 call. What our AI does is we pull in disparate data, not just from video streams, but from Bluetooth data, Waze data. We pull in weather data. we pull in connected car data because our cars are constantly transmitting information about what's happening, right? So if we see a weather event and we see traffic come to a dead stop, we see emergency braking, we see windshield wipers activated, four-way hazard flashes being activated. We're seeing information pop up on Waze and we see the Bluetooth data. We combine that to the traffic center operator and say, look here, you need to look right here and see what's going on. And it makes the response to the incident more efficient. It also categorizes the response to the incident. We can look at the roadway and we'll know whether that's a mattress that fell off the back of a, Ford F-150 and is now in the breakdown lane, or if it's something like a multi-vehicle pileup, right, which is a much more serious event. So the right resources at the right time, and we can respond using the AI up to 23 minutes faster than even the call into the 911 operating system.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. And, we're very proud of this work. And, it's live now in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I don't know if you guys remember the shooting at Mandalay Bay, right? Of course, there was a Luke Bryan concert and some crazy guy was hanging out the window, just firing down onto the concert venue.
Yes.
So we had just gone live like a week or two before that terrible incident. And what we were able to do is to help emergency responders figure out the roadways that needed to be blocked, the traffic that was building up, what was stopping, what was going. And we were able to get, emergency responders on scene quicker. Once again, using this platform, which we call Rekor Command.
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah. It's operating in a lot of big cities. Austin, Texas is another one.
How
very
is it?
It depends. It depends on how much functionality you want, right? I don't give prices like over the air in public venues, right? Our customers are, so,
But is it millions and millions of dollars?
No, not at all. No, not at all. When you think about the cost of something, we even have something called a calculator that we could tease up information about what it costs when there is, let's say, even a simple 2-car accident and the buildup in traffic delay that it causes. Mm-hmm. And, the impact on people's time and money and their ability to, get to work on time, right? We actually have a formula for it where you can plug into the calculator and you can see the net benefit result financially of being able to respond more quickly to incidents on our U.S. roadways.
That's amazing. So, do you think, is there a lot of other companies working on similar technology here?
Parts of it. There's a lot of focus on intersections right now. We don't do that, like AI for understanding pedestrians that are in intersections and walking. It's something that's on our roadmap, but it's not something we do. A lot of companies specialize in intersection kind of AI. But this comprehensive approach to the roadway is something that's pretty unique to Rekor, and we're proud of the work that we're doing. We think it's important work.
Yeah, definitely. Anything that makes things more safe, because 45,000 people a year get killed on the nation's highways, right?
It's incredible. The numbers dropped off obviously during COVID, but came back with a vengeance, and we're not doing too much about it. You see public service announcements and slow down, move over. When you see a roadway worker, be careful. But those are public service announcements, and it doesn't really help in terms of optimizing a response to an incident. And in the other area too is why are we need to report traffic data. We understand that there's a federal formula where county and state and city and governments are funded for their roadway maintenance and repair and to create safe roadways. And that traffic needs to be understood. But why the heck are we doing it the same way we did it in the 1950s and the 1960s, right? So, if you understand a bell curve of technology adoption, I was an early user of the iPhone. I think I had the first iPhone, and people were like, what the heck is that, right? I was an early technology adopter.
Once upon a time.
Yeah. So you see people in, you see governments. Some governments are very forward-leaning and want technology. Texas, by the way, is a great example of this. They have tremendous leadership in AI and in modernizing technology for Texas roadways. And we're very proud to have TxDOT, Texas Department of Transportation, as one of our customers. Other states, they're waiting for, I don't know why, they're waiting for something to happen to get them moving, right? So they become guardians of the status quo. Oh, we've always done it this way. So it's a bit of a mixed bag, right? So you see entities, organizations, governments very much leaning into this, and then you see others that are just, hey, we've never done it that way before, and it all seems all new and all frightening, right? So it's a process, and it's our job to educate as well as deploy our technology. So we do a lot of evangelizing.
Yeah. I'd imagine private tollways are more proactive here, right?
It's a great point. Boy, that's a really good one. Yeah. Toll operators are more leaning into all this, I would say, with more alacrity than other entities. But yeah, they are. Look, they're used to using technology, right? So every time you drive through the Easy Pass system or something, your RFID transponder is saying, okay, I'm here, pick up my credit card and charge my toll. So they're used to that, but they're leaning into, they have a lot of modern technology on their roadways, and but look, everyone is interested too. The Tesla, Kerry, you mentioned to me before we got on the air here that you drive a Tesla. What people don't realize is how heavy a Tesla could be, right? Up to 5,000 pounds. Oh, yeah. So when your Tesla breaks down, you can't get a conventional pickup truck to come. You need a flatbed to take that away, right? Yeah. So because our AI knows, we look down at the roadway, and through that video stream, we know if it's a Tesla, we know if it's a BMW i3, we know if it's a Cadillac Lyriq, or we know if it's a 2023 red Ford 150, right? An internal combustion engine, right? So being able to understand and divine the specificity of vehicles, whether it's on a tollway or a state department of transportation, or even if it's on a local county or a city road, is really important information. And we can provide that once again through the AI.
Mm-hmm. All right. So tell us how we find you and how we connect with you on the web.
Yeah, the best way to find Rekor, and it's www.rekor.ai. That's Rekor.ai.
And the link is in the show notes to this interview on financialsurvivalnetwork.com. And hey, we just ask that when you go there, you sign up for your free newsletter. And like 70,000 of you out there have done already. Appreciate you coming on. And hey, we will talk again soon when you have your next big innovation out there, Charlie, okay?
We appreciate the conversation, Kerry. Thanks, and have a good day.
Thanks for listening to Kerry Lutz's Financial Survival Network, your solution to today's trying times. For the latest, go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com. Financial Survival Network, now more than ever.